ल अब हामी चाहिँ यता कन्फरेन्स जानु लाग्यो
फोन हालौँ न फर्स्ट टाइम यसरी यहाँबाट मोडेको म त पुल तबाट मोड्नु पर्थ्यो
खाली भएपछि के गर्ने
बाटो त आज कि नेपालै बन्द भयो जस्तो छ त
तेरिका पुरै खाली छ हाइवे नै पुरै एक्सप्रेस हाइवे त
अफिसरहरू कम बिजी हुन्थ्यो यहाँ
हामी सिधा जाने सर अहिले अनि पछि आएर यसरी छिर्नु पर्ला
सिधा जाने भन्नाले राइट लेफ्ट
हामी यता राइट अहिले हामी चाहिँ जाने यहाँ हो अहिले चाहिँ हामी यता गइरहेछौँ यसको भर्जन कति हो
यस्तो भन्छ कि सिक्रेट नट एबुलेट द कन्ट्रोलर रन इन डेमो मोड यो भनेको चाहिँ यस्तो भन्यो भने चाहिँ तपाईँको पिछबाट मात्रै परिचय हुन्छ यस्तो कन्टेक्समा अब यसमा हेर्नु लाइसेन्स केही पनि छैन यहाँ हेर्नु होइन एक्टिभ मोड हो अब यो हामीले अफलाइन एक्सपिरियन्स छैन किनभने एमटी छ कि हामीले हालेकै छैन अब यसमा त करेन्टली छ नि त यसमा यो एउटा एक्टिभेट छ अर्को हामीले एक्टिभ सक्छ नि लगाइसकिसक्छौँ जुन छ क्या तर पनि म अब एउटा चाहिँ यसले गर्दा हो कि भन्ने शङ्का चाहिँ मलाई के छ भन्दाखेरि यो 100% ओके गर्दाखेरि यसले भन्दा के भन्दाखेरि काम चाहिँ गर्छु तर प्रोबेबली यसको लागि चाहिँ बनेको लाइसेन्स होइन भनेर भनिरहेको थियो नि त यो एकछिन म यो हेर्छु यो इस्यु चाहिँ म हेर्छु आजलाई छोडिदिनु अनि भोलि यो हट्यो नि भयो अहिले
भोलि लिन आउँदा नि भयो
हुन्छ आज
यतै हो Scaling of climate finance for hydropower Asia. Himalayan hotel मा आइयो अब हजुर बिजबेल आइपान नोराक 28 प्रोग्राम त तेरो हो कि
Quick question follow-up on that. The political will among the leaders of the region, do you see, is it there? The geopolitics is playing a big game. You know, we have been talking about this for quite a long time, and yet, you know, there is only 842 megawatts being exported to India. There are lots of issues about the country of origin of various products and all of that. So, where do you see this happening? You know, are we going to grow economically as a region or just as countries?
With your first question, I can smile only. I cannot answer because I'm not a political person. But my feeling is that the political people, they has to buy this notion. And you and me, we all have to convince them this is the greatest way to march ahead if we want to make our nation prosperous. Otherwise, you know, business, if we do business as usual, nothing will happen in our lifetime. But I want, in our lifetime, Nepal be prosperous. I would like to die being a nationality of a developed country. For this, hydropower is the only means.
His success for the reason behind is the liberalization policy back in 1990 that we had adopted. Thanks to all those good leaders who were part and parcel of framing policy to practice, we say, you know, with that hydropower policy, act, rules, procedures, even directives that were formulated were in tandem in regard to, you know, boosting the morale and confidence of private sector. So IPPs, as earlier also I had well appraised the good work done, but there are reasons behind it because there is bankable power purchase agreement with the state utility undertaking the fiscal commitment, well though the government of Nepal is backing on those commitments that the utility is making. But at the same time, when we are signing agreements, we have to be very aware of the obligation as an authority or as a government entity we have to undertake. And if those obligations that we are undertaking, the likelihood of occurrence of default is very minimal, provided we do what is required to be done very timely.
Came up called renewable energy certificates, where you make money on the power and you make money on the green attribute of the power, which is all the emissions avoided or emissions reduced. Okay? So right now, hydropower or renewable energy projects are eligible for renewable energy certificates and not for carbon credits. Okay, so that is something I had to take the liberty of going through the channel to understand, because if not, I'll be explaining to everyone and then once they come in a little later. So like Alan mentioned, if you're producing about X number of megawatt hours per year, it is quantified by $1 or 70 cents. The current going rate for hydropower in the IREC market without the hydropower sustainable standards or sustainable hydropower standards is anywhere between 40 to $1.70. Okay, 40 cents to $1.70. Now it will be interesting to see what happens after the Hydropower Sustainable Alliance standards comes into play, because you're quantifying not only the emissions, but you're quantifying a lot of good practices, environmental damage, societal well-being, community upliftment, everything that you would look for in a green bond should be there, and that's exactly why you're accepting it. If not, you wouldn't accept it. That could drive the premium of the IREC right now. Okay, it's called International Renewable Energy Certificate. So what happens now? One way, through your process, after they get the certification, can they be eligible for IREX is something that I'm still looking to see the whole shebang. That's one. If not, you can register your project directly on the IREC market, and to register you need to give your power production certificates. What Nepal's one? Not yet for IREX. Oh yeah, that's the one you guys are. Okay, not yet. Or nobody's registered, so that is how you will get IREX, and the money comes in for your projects. Some of your projects could be eligible for carbon credits also, okay, from the voluntary market, because the baseline of the country could be much lower, which means this additionality thing about scientifically being applicable will be applicable to Nepal. So which means some of your projects can be registered to carbon projects and they can make carbon credit money. Now, only one thing, IREC might be about a 3 to 6 month process. Carbon credits could be a year to 14 months to 16 months process. But once done, they can, continue to go on year into the lifetime of the project. If a project has been, let's say, hey, I established a project 10 years back, that can come into questioning because your project has already been viable without the help of additionality, which is the carbon money. So that can come into questioning. We can talk about it. It'll be a project-to-project decision that we'll have to take a look at to see if carbon credit money can be made available. I hope that lecture was good enough in understanding how the markets work, but since I got the message, I took the liberty of telling you guys, IREX, carbon credits are not the same, but they follow similar concepts, and they're priced very differently. And I intuitively can say, if you're following best practices, you should be eligible for carbon markets right away.
दामी रहेछ ल अब जाने